Why are women above average height more likely to date really short men? Women who are taller than most men have likely learned not to care about men's height, or else their dating pool will be ridiculously small. He'll chime in as a 62 woman that pretty much only dates short men. Most men who are average height or a little tall 6-65 are very sensitive about their height and heavily correlate it with their masculinity. Most short men do not associate their height with their masculinity, and the ones willing to date tall women exude high levels of confidence, which is very attractive. It's annoying to date a guy who wants you to slouch or tries to dictate what kind of shoes you wear. It's nice to date a guy who compliments how good your legs look in heels and treats you like a queen. TBH, taller women dating shorter guys isn't that unusual, and it usually comes down to a few things. First, a lot of women care more about personality, chemistry, and connection than height. Plus, some women don't buy into the whole "the guy has to be taller" thing and just focus on who they click with. Also, if a taller woman only looks for guys taller than her, it limits her dating options, so being open to shorter guys can give her more choices. In the end, height doesn't matter nearly as much as confidence and how well you vibe together. I'm 5'2", it does depend on how attractive you were to the man, and your character. My GFs have always been taller, wife is the same height, but before her. All taller. We don't attract insecure women, that's for sure. And women might feel safer with us. We're less likely to exhibit toxic masculine traits. Shallow, egocentric male confidence ain't fooling anyone anymore. I don't think it's as attractive to society and women as it used to be. No one wants an asshole. Not really. Short answer, they don't care. Because short women take all the tall men, lol. But in all seriousness, the women I know who care the most about height are the ones who are like 52 on a good day. I think it's because a lot of men desire short women and a lot of women desire tall men, so it's a convergence of two societal preferences. I also think being with a tall man makes them feel more feminine, and being with a really short woman makes men feel more masculine subconsciously, but that's just a theory. I'm 56, so not tall, but I'm almost always in a small heel. My preference is anywhere between my height to 6 feet, but the middle is the sweet spot for me. Anything over 6 feet and I'm not interested generally. BC, I don't like a big height difference. But I have dated men who were shorter than me and it wasn't a deal breaker. Speaking as a tall woman living in a country where most people are very short, I can say that men shorter than me only pay me attention. Tall men, speaking from my experience, prefer shorter women. In high school, I always found it odd that my best friend, who is almost half my height, always dated men above 1.80 cm. Those men told me that they prefer shorter girls. I'm 57, typically go for shorter men as they do not remind me of my family members. I'm the only one in my family under 6 ft. Because they feel each other's pain, haha. Seriously speaking, they can relate to each other's flaws. This does not mean this is all they see in each other. However, it is like a gateway into a conversation or an icebreaker of sorts. Cause they are already used to women being taller than them, whereas average or even taller guys aren't used to the woman being taller, and it probably causes problems. I'm 511, my boyfriend is shorter than me. If I only dated guys taller than me, I would have only dated 2 guys. A lot of taller guys told me I was too tall for them, same with shorter. Some men got really mad at me over my height, saying I lied and was taller than what I claimed. I have no reason to lie about it. A lot of guys are shorter than me. I towered over my peers growing up. Guys being shorter isn't a big deal to me. Tall men and short women are more likely to see it as part of their identity and be uncomfortable dating people who make them feel otherwise. Because women who are taller don't have that many options for dating someone taller than them compared to short women. Plus, some dudes don't want to date tall women, so I'm sure some of them get how it feels being turned down for something like that you can't control. I'm kinda above average height for a woman, 58. My boyfriend is 62 and he's asked me before if I'd date him if we were the same height or if he were much shorter than I. I said of course, but funnily enough, I don't know if I'd date him if he were much taller than he is. Reason being that it just becomes uncomfortable AF to do anything, hold hands, kiss, or even just look at each other while talking. For me personally, it's more about if we can comfortably physically interact. Also, from my experience, short guys are either the most insecure dudes because of their height, or the most confident, fun people because they've accepted that they can't change it and invest their energy into being a fun person. Some tall guys make their height their entire personality, and that's off-putting as well. It's really about the entire package for many women, however compact that package may be. I like short guys just fine, and I'm 5. I think people just vary in their experiences, preferences. I also heard from a short girl once that they're scared of looking like a pair of little kids when they're with a short guy. Because men being shorter than them is normal. I'm 52 and I've only had serious relationships with shortish men lol. My BF is tall to me at 57. My mom fits the scenario in question though, she's 510, and my dad is like 54. I think she just doesn't care about height. As a 510 woman, I find personally that height just isn't something I have a requirement for, because I understand what it's like to be outside of the norm, and so I don't judge others on things outside of their control that might also be outside of the norm. I've had partners as tall as 69 and as short as 5 even. It has never bothered me or factored into my selection as much as my partners, I would say. I also find that my shorter girlfriends, particularly like 54 and under, are pickier about wanting specific height requirements in a partner for some reason. Maybe that's just anecdotal for me and my personal experience, but that's always felt funny to me